Before we get into tonight's update, or I mean this evening's live, I'd like to go over a few different areas of not concern, but a few areas of optimism, but also an area of concern on the charts. If we were to break down a little bit more here, we could be visiting slightly lower levels that shouldn't cause an overreaction. But we'll talk about the up and down scenario. But more real world assets by the millions are going to find their way on top of the gold and silver backed asset that's coming to the XRP ledger that we've already found out about. Another partnership was announced today that we'll get into. And the rate of institutional adoption that's coming and that is already starting to happen, but the rate it's going to be happening, it's going to be a massive increase. And from here to get to all-time highs, you're talking more than an 800% opportunity roughly. Maybe that's right around 800% just from here to get to all-time highs. Now, the opportunity could be bigger. Some of us bought in a little cheaper. Some of our averages are a little lower than this. And it could be an even bigger opportunity. But just from here, you're talking about a better than 800% opportunity. Now, when you start looking at it in perspective of how far we would actually have to go to get to all-time highs, it really makes you sit back and think of what the honest opportunity is at these moments. Because it's a massive one. So in perspective, if we got back to, let's just say all-time highs from here, and you were somebody who bought in from here, let's say you have 10,000 tokens, you've got, we'll just say $5,000 into XRP. Well, imagine if you did get back up to all-time highs, and now that $5,000 just to get back to all-time highs is better than $40,000. Imagine you put in $1,000 and all of a sudden you've got 8 to 10,000 sitting there. Or 1,500. The reason to invest, and you can never buy the exact bottom. We never know when the exact bottom's going to be, and we never know the exact moment or the exact events that are going to line up to allow it to break out parabolically. We know the events we're waiting for XRP. A big one is this lawsuit to end. Ridiculous, welcome in. Tom, I bought some more today. I live in an old RV after Hurricane Ian. In Florida, such is life. Hope your son is doing well. Prayers, go XRP. Or go XRP, don't cry, bye. I feel for you in your situation since Hurricane Ian. But I like that you're making the most of your opportunity and that you're doing what you need to do to get by. But at the same time, you're looking at an investment that could better you into the future. And you understand to buy it when the price is sinking. We want to buy it when the price is going down. When it gets, I always say, once it gets below $2 for $1, you start to look at it for accumulation. Never change that stance. Frenchie Millions, welcome in. Josh Ritchie, welcome in. Still holding since 2002 or 2000 something in there. JW, welcome in. Don't cry, bye. Like it. We all have to find a place for ourselves. Welcome in, JW. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Kryptonian and Mark Caston, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. John Hall, good evening, brother. Jorge, 2460, Joel, welcome in. Wales, Josie, Wales, and Light Switch Tom, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. Brandon, I feel local bottom is in and we move higher now. We'll take a look at the local bottom if it's in fact in. I like your optimism. Marie, welcome in, love. Nunya, welcome. Shane Gross, good morning from Melbourne, Australia, he says. Good, welcome in. Love it, mate. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love, and I hope you're doing well, blessed, and your health and your healing has gone beautifully. Thank you for continuing in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So bad. Such an amazing person you are as well. I know you're one of the ones who gets talked about probably the single most when you're not here and ask how you're doing. Moza here, welcome in, and thanks for being part of Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XP Predictor. Nicholas, welcome in. Randad, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years, along with the Gatman with the XP 589 Moon Badge. What's up, Tom? XRP Solo, Corman, XRP 8. Not a bad bunch to hold. Not a bad bunch at all. Bob Burtner, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XP Meteor. Okay, now I can turn my phone off. I did that just so I could catch up to the comments. I didn't realize it was going to go so quick. Hasn't in a while. XRP Stu, welcome in. So, what I was saying is, so XRP right now, you're talking about a better than 8x gain here. to get to all-time highs. And you don't know, it could even evolve into a better opportunity, but you never know when the exact bottom is coming. Yes, we've had a lot of consolidation here. The one good thing that I am starting to really like here, and it was something that was playing against us for a while in the daily time frame with these continued down days, we're going to push into a nice oversold range. And not for the first time. Not for the first time. We'll continue in this oversold range, in this bull flag, if it doesn't give back, especially this especially this 471. We don't want to give back the 471. That's an area that I firmly want to keep. If you give it back, then we might have to start hunting for some lower targets, and we can talk about that. But we would really, and this was just a little jank little thing I was trying to do earlier, to try to see how this would react to this short-term consolidation. And so far, it's holding up pretty good. It even gave a little bit of a tug below, and it came down to approximately 47.57. You could actually lower this 471. I mean, it's a major level before there as well. But to get below there, then you start talking about this uptrend at 45.50. And there's a very sneaky, and for our interest, if we want a quicker bounce back than not, we want this to play out in what looks like could be forming. We're in the midst of possibly. It can't be, how do we put this? It can't be verified unless it pushes up, and it can't be invalidated unless it pushes down. Right now, it's just speculation, conjecture, and everything in between here. Tanya May, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Always love seeing you in here. Always makes my day brighter. A lot of you make my day brighter as well, as you know. Angela, welcome in. How come you never put subtitles on? I always have subtitles on. I don't know if it's on during the live, but when my videos get released, I have subtitles on. I don't know in the live why it's not, because it doesn't give me the option for the lives, to be honest with you, Angela. But I just assumed they were on. I guess I never really looked for the live, because it does not give me an option to put it on or off when I try to put the live on. It's actually somewhat of a pain in the you-know-what to try to do the lives. And we might get caught up in a little bit of rain here, because it's getting awfully dark where I live. So if it rains, I'm under my umbrella, so hopefully because it's raining right now. The umbrella's doing a good job. We might have to move this table a little bit farther over under the trees, too. As long as it's not storming, I'll be fine. Check the settings. Yes. I mean, on YouTube, the settings might not be on either. Let me go on my phone real quick and see when I'm watching my live what happens. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It does not have it doesn't allow the captions. That's interesting. I don't like that. I don't know why it doesn't show the captions, to be honest. Well, that's a shame. Anyhow, getting back to this real quick, and thank you everybody for tuning in. I want to get to the intro just so I can timestamp this. Please make sure to hit that like button if you are watching, so that YouTube recommends this update. It would really, really, really help my cause here on YouTube, so that YouTube will recommend these lives and my updates. More people that might not even have found my channel yet, or have been part of this beautiful community to bless us further, would be able to find this place. It would be amazing. John Patak, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Teamwork indeed. It's because the video is live. That's what I figured. Sully Mode, welcome in, and thank you for continuing your support here. So I'm gonna do the intro, and then we'll get back into here. So please make sure to hit that like button if you're looking to trade XRP. Video description below. There's BITUNIX for USA users around the globe. No VPN and things like that. But we'll talk about that later towards the end of the live. But if you want to show support, you can always join Tom's Army or send a YouTube super chat. But other than that, thank you all for blessing me this evening. We've got so much to talk about. We've talked about the potential here with how things are lining up. We've got the XRP lawsuit heating up with judges ruling and appeal in focus. We've got XRP readying for massive institutional adoption amid Ripple's latest acquisition and stablecoin push. And speaking of acquisitions, we have even more acquisitions today. Or not acquisitions, but more partnerships as Ripple and Archive partner up. Millions in real-world assets hit the XRP ledger. And this is on top of everything else we've already seen. A lot of stuff is flying when it comes to XRP in the news. And you want to be investing when it's cheap. You don't want to be buying in when everybody else is trying to buy in. You want to buy in when the national narrative is that XRP is going to zero, when things like Forbes are basically calling it a pile of trash. So just pay attention to the narrative. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good evening, 6:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, June 13th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in on this evening. It's a very, very jam-packed day for XRP, and I swear, and I'm sorry that this keeps tipping over. Let's see. But even though the XRP price action has been a little bearish, it still hasn't even come back to the drop point we just sustained here on June 7th. And it looks like some kind of inverse pattern is trying to form here. If XRP were to break up here at some point, you could have a nice inverse pattern. Now, if we were to come down below that force, it's right around after the 47.05, you come below that, you're going to come down here. That's not even a question. So it's in our best interest right now if we're looking for a quick immediate rebound in the shorter time frames to bounce out of the short-term consolidation. If you don't, then we got to break down into the longer. So that's just the micro. So I always show the most up-to-date micro, but look at the perspective of how small that is in the grand scale. So yeah, that's what we're talking about in this live as far as the immediate price action. But look at the overall pattern formation. We've got a much bigger pattern that's formed here. And just since April of this year, it could call for another hit on support at around 46 cent range. No, 46 cent range. So we have to remember that as well. So it might look like a small micro move that makes it look like it's a huge event, but we're not even broken into the cusp of anything. To even further that point, if you look at, and like I said, or not like I said, but if you're new, this is the cup and handle setup. We actually evolved it, and like I was trying to explain to the audience who was here, and it might be a different audience, my cup and handle that I had, the data wasn't complete. I needed to wait for a second volatile spike down to form that handle. And that was on me because I formed it on the uptrend, and it should have been formed within the proper context. And right now, you know, I don't even know if the proper data points are in, but with the data point it's given us, this is a more profound handle now. You've got this nice hit, nice stationary hit here, and it makes a lot more sense. So this cup and handle, using this support, if it breaks this, then in my opinion, it's probably going to break down a lot more. Well, maybe not a lot more. Let me correct this. If it breaks down from here, that's 42.5 cents. You could have a quick wick down, and this is the all-time formation. And this started, and for anybody who's new, this started all the way back where that arrow is on the top left. And January of 2018, that was all-time highs. 330 to 350, depending on exchanges. First circle down here. That was in March of 2020, was the first hit of support. That was just over 10 cents. We had a series of resistance there. Another hit of support over here. Down to support here. Resistances recently. as March of this year. And now we're trending towards that support line. You don't need to hit it. It's just if we come down there, it's around 39.9 cents. So or 39.7 cents in today's terms. So we just have to, remember what's going on here and understand that even if it comes down here, this pattern's been going on for so long that it shouldn't scare anybody. And coming outside of this short-term little consolidation is something. But I'm not going to keep this on here because we're within a longer time frame. But we already have the micro moves put in here. So that's just, a little bit of a way to look at it. But I just wanted to show you that chart just so you can understand that. Even if this one were to break down, it's not all the end of the world yet. It really isn't. Unless we break that 39.7 cents, then all of a sudden you can be like, all right, maybe I've been accumulating and like my position would still be up some. Maybe that's where you could wholesale and then you get that 35% drop to the 21 or 22 cent level that is below, and that's if we break down. But that is so risky, and you'd have to make sure that everything was in, and I don't even know if I could even endorse that. Simon B53, welcome in, and thanks for reading Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. I love seeing all the old faces tuning in today. So on this cup and handle formation, we're still very much within this massive consolidation, and you should be very, very optimistic. The farther down we go here as well, look at the daily. The daily's eking its way into oversold. It's eking its way into oversold. It's a beautiful thing to be seen. And for the second time on this drop. And on this consolidation, even though the price is higher, it looks like it's going to become even more oversold than it was before the last rise back up. So now we start to talk, and the weekly, it's still giving itself a little more opportunity to push closer to the oversold. But at some point, we're going to have some kind of rally. But now we're waiting for it to meet back up. 4 hourly's getting closer. 3 hourly's pushing oversold. 2 hourly's getting closer. 1 hourly's going to be getting close. They're all going to be pushing up closer to that oversold. And when you start to look at an opportunity, well, the handle support down here, even if it wants to, I believe it's already shown us we've got until 42.5 cents. So if that's what needs to happen, start to count your blessings the closer it gets there. But we're going to be in need for some kind of volatility from that moment. Some kind of volatility. Rockin' XRP Painter, welcome in. No problem. Late, it doesn't matter how late you are, as long as you make the effort to not even watch it during the lives, but just get the information so that you can make a better informed decision. Because we're at such a moment here. It's unbelievable the moment we're at here. Look at it from the perspective of we're on the verge of the XRP versus Ripple, or the Ripple versus SEC case being completed by virtue or by settlement, by payment, however you want to look at it. We're on the verge of all of this institutional adoption, which is already happening. Look at all the partnerships just in the last couple of weeks that are coming to light. Look at how the real world assets are going to find their way onto the ledger. Look at how the banking sector is starting to become more friendly with Ripple and other countries as far as the central bank digital currencies, and how XRP is a proponent to push the digital economy in some of these different countries. Like in Georgia just recently, Japan, basically 80% of its economy now can be run through XRP. You just don't hear about it here. And seriously, it's implemented that far through Japan. There's a reason why the Asian countries, Ripple is trying to stronghold right now. It's the fastest emerging markets and population in the world. So if you're gonna, if you're gonna grasp to somewhere, the USA is so 2020. Going into what comes next, we're not even the future powerhouse. So, and we're so early. It becomes a repetitive thing when we're talking about it in the accumulation phase or the time of opportunity or where we're at. Art, welcome in. Bishop, good evening. But you have to be a broken record. I'm going to continue to be a broken record. Yep, gold and silver tokenized on the XRP ledger as well. And we found that out just a few short days ago. It was a beautiful live covering that as well. But that is, you can literally redeem it starting at, by the end of Q3 is the rumor. And you'll be able to, by grams, You buy it 1 gram for 1 token of gold or silver, and it'll be priced based on the ounce of gold and silver. You would need to buy 31.1 approximately tokens to where you'd have 1 ounce of your silver or gold, and then you can actually have it delivered to your house if you want to redeem it. That's what a real world asset is. That's a game changer. It's a true game changer. If you are watching, make sure to hit that like button. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. 83 people have found their way in here now. Thank you so much. 57 likes. If you like the prospects of XRP, make sure to hit that like button so we can continue to expand our growing audience. And hit that subscribe button before you leave and join the over 22,100 other subscribers, which it's I can't believe I'm saying that. It's good to see that we are growing, even if it's a slow growth. But just be happy about the opportunity and the placement that you're in right now. Be happy that you're interested in a time where XRP's less than 2 for $1. I remember talking about this in 2021 to the audience, and it was like we were just fantasizing about these prices, but knowing it was coming when we sold at $1.66. Hit the top, came down, couldn't get past $1.75 or whatever it was the second time around, and we sold the way down at $1.66. Never looked back until our most recent purchase of 34 cents. And then I've been accumulating here now that it's been going between 41 and 50. Like, there's opportunities here to be able to accumulate more. And I'm doing it through the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And it's just that simple. I'm not sure what's going on here, but this came across. But I mean, it really does show in the immediate short term. But anyhow, Bitcoin's down 1,339 points, or down 1.96%. Down to 66,954. And honestly, if this doesn't break down, Bitcoin's got room to push back up. And Bitcoin's been teasing a little bit of a run back up, but it's also been teasing in the same breath that push back down to retest the breakout point here. And that's down here at about 62,000. That's the breakout of what I consider a pennant flag there. And yeah, it's trying to push out of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, but it's also teasing a double top right there as well. Also a potential double bottom just below here. So there's a lot going on here, and a lot's going to be told to us. If it breaks down out of this pattern, you've got one hold chance, and it could be an overextension down near 66. But other than that, if it breaks through this, there's a very real chance we could be going back down to 62. If we go back down to 62, there's a very real chance that XRP could be going down to that 42.5 cent mark. So we have to keep everything in perspective. This opportunity could continue to grow, but you never know where the bottom's at. And being so far from where we were at, you know, you have to make an educated and informed decision on what to do. And I'll make an even bigger educated decision if we were to break through basically the consolidation that we've had since all-time highs, and then the uptrending support on the new uptrend from the swing low that has only had higher consecutive lows every time you measure it. If you bounce up this uptrend, just like we've had lower highs every time you bounce down the downtrending resistance, it's converging. So until that pattern were to break down, I'm continuing to accumulate. And because of how we've done it, even if we had to sell it, if it broke down the actual formation, you'd still be, well, it depends where you bought it, but we'd still be nominally up. Not like thousands and thousands and thousands, but it would still be up. But that's a decision I hope I don't have to make. But then the opportunity there is, unless you want to buy 35% more on a 35% drop, you could wholesale it and then buy 35% more. But that's always a risky game, so that would be whatever your blood pressure could take at that point. But we'll get to that if we get to that. But believe me, I've already have that planned out if it gets there. And we've talked about it many times, so nobody should feel lost here. The XRP Bitcoin pairing here, we're teasing a breakout in the short term, but we're still within a much wider pattern. We need to get above 719 and hold to start pushing up these mid-tier levels, and then ultimately around the 800 sat level. But this is in a very wide consolidation. 4 hourly is pushed back around. Daily's towards oversold. Weekly's majorly oversold. So it seems to be gearing up. It's just a matter of, are we going to have to come all the way back down? And like I said, we won't know until we see if some of these support levels drop. but we'll continue to monitor this. Now I'm going to get into some reading before I bore everybody and everybody leaves. So right now, this is the new partnership that was announced today. And if you're excited about this announcement, make sure to hit that like button. As less than 10 people, I mean, there's a few people that can hit the like button, but most of you have done a great job, so I appreciate that. So this is a major partnership that was announced. So Ripple and ArcX partner up millions in RWAs to hit XRP Ledger. That's the real world assets. So Ripple has announced an expanded partnership with ArcX. ArcX, whatever. I don't even know. I'm not sure how to say it. The UK's first financial conduct authority regulated digital asset exchange. This collaboration aims to bring hundreds of millions of dollars worth of tokenized real world assets onto the XRP ledger. I can't stress it enough that it's an 800% plus move from here to all-time highs. Remember how many people are stuck at all-time highs. It would be unbelievably rare that it would not go back up there at least another time to grab those people to deal with that liquidity. It would be very surreal because there is the biggest fair value gap that you will ever see up in that area. There really is when you push back up there. For all the low fair value gaps we talk about, there's a huge FVG one, and I know a lot of you technical analysts who are watching, you understand what I'm talking about. So if you have relaxation, now would be a great time to have it. Now would be a great time. And I'm not telling you that XRP is a life-changing opportunity, but I'm telling you, when we're talking about a digital frontier coming, when we're talking about digitizing global economies, when we're talking about taking away the old SWIFT system, and it's already put into place by no later than the end of 28, when every institution and bank has to use this coding, when they're single-handedly de-dollarizing the dollar, and across many other nations, your dollar is being de-dollarized. I mean, when they're talking about putting everything on digital, everything, why would we not want to get in front of the most innovative one that is making it happen from a banking level? And that doesn't mean it's going to be the world reserve currency, but it's going to offer the liquidity to the banking sector. Mark my words. Just like I said that gold and silver would come to the ledger, it's happened. We talked about real world asset years ago coming to the ledger and we were laughed at. It's here. This is not a pipe dream at like 21. This is for real. Depending on exchange, it's anywhere between $3.30 and $3.80 roughly. I always say $3.50 because it gets it somewhere in the low middle. So I base my projections on $3.50, but it's higher if you're looking on most of the exchanges. So the partnership was unveiled at XRP Ledger Apex 2024. And Gatman, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. I can't wait until the 3-year badge gets released. And it's the diamond hands I can finally do on the 3-year one. I can't wait for that one. Because that would be more than just diamond hands of XRP. You'd be diamond hands in Tom's Army and you would get the diamond hand badge. The ones that I use, that's the video image that somebody created for me, the picture that I use on only my lives. And that would be part of the next emoji badge. And I can't wait because there's a couple people that are within, I think, 2 months now. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the diamond hands one because then we can see who the real diamond hands of the community are. You know, not just, I guess it's a cool way to show it through Tom's Army. It really is. So if you've been in Tom's Army, if you've never been in, start now. Get the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1. I would love to see one in chat. Haven't got to mention that in a while. And it is my face superimposed on that emoji badge. I kid you not. And you can work your way all the way through the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News, the XRP Meteor, the XRP Predictor, the I Told You So badge, and the XRP 589 Moon badge. All the way up to the pending Diamond Hands one. So I think it's pretty cool what we have coming here. So the partnership was unveiled at XRP Ledger Apex 2024, held from June 11th, 2024 to June 13th, 2024 in Amsterdam. This collaboration is expected to significantly influence the future of asset tokenization on the XRP ledger. ArcX works with top financial institutions to tokenize their real-world assets. Through this partnership, these institutions can now use XRP Ledger for tokenizing their asset. Think about this, guys. ArcX works with top financial institutions to tokenize their real-world assets. And they're partnering with the Ledger. How do you think they're going to do that? How do you think they're going to tokenize financial institutions' real-world assets? Huh? You would think the partnership with the Ledger has something to do with it? I mean, does everybody see what's actually going on here? All the things we prophesized in 21 is starting to be announced at the mid to late 24. Remember, 24 was the year of pain because it was the bear market rally, but the closer to 25 is the sign of reality, the hope, and 25 announces the truth. We don't know when in 25, but that's when the real stuff starts to take place. Look what's really being announced beneath everything with the bearish price action as the whales continue to pile in. Yeah, they had about a 50-something million sale with the whale, but it got eaten up alive. And it continues to. Oh, John Patak, they absolutely work with BlackRock. That was something that I was going to say at the end of this, but my audience is smarter than I. I was hoping something would allow me to tie them, but you're absolutely right. They're like this with BlackRock. So I don't know what else you need to hear. And everybody says, what does this have to do with XRP? Well, if XRP is coined the gas token of the ledger, the only way for it to go up is with further activity on the ledger. With further amounts of transactions. The increase in transactions and dollar being played through it is what causes the price to go up in that kind of a scenario. Well, all of this activity that's coming, not to mention the stablecoin, what do we think is going to happen here? This is all lining up for late 24 for a reason. Every day that passes by, we're one day closer to the end of the XRP lawsuit, or the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. I mean, this is the time I was waiting for in 21. I'm so much more excited now, and I'm sure you can hear it, especially in the last week or so, because I've put it all in perspective. And it's easier for me to talk when XRP is not at 57 or 65 or 78 or 52. I like it where it's at right here at 47 and down. This is where I can really get the message across when it's cheap like this. When I say it at 57, I always have to be like, well, I'd wait until it's under 50, you know, because I like the 2 for $1. Now I don't have to say that. It's better than 2 for $1. So let me read this again. ArcX works with top financial institutions to tokenize their real-world assets. Through this partnership, these institutions can now use XRP Ledger for tokenizing their assets, creating various new opportunities. This agreement marks a significant development in the Ripple ArcX relationship. And it can be ArcX or REG, I don't even know how to say it. Which started in 2022 when ArcX, or ArcX, ArcX, does anybody know how to actually say it? Collaborated with Medico for digital asset custody services. Ripple's acquisition of Medico, that was huge when we were talking about that back late mid-July, mid-June last year. Further strengthened this partnership. Why the XRP Ledger? The Crawbillies welcome in. The Gatman says we'll wake up one and XRP will be at 150 and 5 days later. I want to read the rest of that, but that's what happened. 9 days it went from 47 or 48 cents up to $1.98. That's all it took in 21. 5 days later at all-time highs, people will miss the boat. That's exactly it. Kryptonian, welcome in, and thanks for meeting Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. Yes, did miss the intro, but that's okay. You can always go back and try to find it some couple minutes. It wasn't exactly on time. So why the XRP Ledger? The XRPL is an open source, decentralized layer 1 blockchain with built-in tokenization features. Remember everything we talked about? Why institutions and why real-world assets and why different players in the game would find their way to the ledger in time? It's everything we used to talk about, and that's the exact reasons they're listing now. And compliance capabilities. It is designed to support high-level financial applications. XRPL's advanced infrastructure includes an automated market maker, AMM, upcoming features like decentralized identifier, DID, multi-purpose tokens, MPT, capability of lending protocol, and oracles. Features to know. Over the past decade, XRP Ledger has hosted over 1,000 projects and processed more than 1.8 billion transactions without failures or security breaches. That's a hell of a case study. It supports over 5 million active wallets and has a network of more than 120 validators. This strong track record makes it an ideal platform for real-world asset tokenization and institutional-grade decentralized DeFi. Ripple's partnership with ArchAX is poised to transform the tokenization of real-world assets, utilizing XRPL's advanced features and proven reliability. This collaboration promises to open new doors for financial institutions, positioning XRPL as a key player in the future of asset tokenization. What's that token of the XRP ledger? XRP. XRP. The ledger is what we were building everything on. That was our whole hope, was based that the ledger was going to be able to do what it's doing. That's all, the ecosystem to grow and expand and to adopt and doing. The other thing was we needed to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? We needed to kind of eat up other companies and start taking over what they've already put in place. And that's what we're starting to do as they're starting to acquire other companies and taking their, their CEOs, allowing them to run that same position in that company, but also putting them on the spot for the Ripple stablecoin, like the CEO of the state. And there's a lot of stuff going on, and they're putting a lot of people that are in the top of their positions at the head. And not to mention that a lot of real players are on our side when it comes to the big boys on top, the ones who can make decisions, the illusion of a decision, remember, because the central banks are in control. So now we have to remember what's going on with the lawsuit as we talk about what we just talked about. So, and I think these are the most important things to listen to, even though a lot of people don't like talking about this stuff. I don't understand it, but a lot of people don't like talking about it. XRP lawsuit heats up with judge's ruling and appeal in focus. As the SEC versus Ripple nears a verdict, experts have offered insights on timelines, outcomes, and the possibility of appeals. XRP has eagerly awaited a verdict in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, with key figures predicting a decision soon. Hopes for a settlement have slimmed as both parties appear prepared for a final verdict. The possibility of an appeal from the SEC has added another layer of complexity to the case, and they're talking about it on the grounds of programmatic sales. The XRP community is abuzz with anticipation as the long-running legal battle between Ripple Labs and the SEC nears its conclusion. With a pivotal judge's decision expected soon, legal experts are offering insights into the potential timeline and outcomes of the case. So when does the remedies ruling come? Fred Rispoli, a lawyer known for his support of Ripple's position, has set the bar for community expectations by predicting a ruling by the end of July or early August. In a surprising twist, he even floated the possibility of Judge Annalisa Perez issuing the decision on July 13th, a date holding significant historical value, or historical significance in the case. So he said, could we see an end to the blah, blah, blah. After months of boredom, we had a flush yesterday to finish the pain. I think we are about to send it into crypto, CPI, and FOMC today. So he was just talking and he predicted, and that's what he said. He said, I'm predicting we have a ruling by the end of July, early August. Although Judge Perez could get poetic and issue it on July 13th, the case can always settle beforehand, but I put that at 0% now, and whatever is not addressed in the ruling can also be settled. This specific date carries weight because on July 13, 2023, Judge Perez delivered a summary judgment that significantly favored Ripple. The ruling classified XRP as a non-security, leading to a dramatic 100% surge in its price within a single day. Addressing hopes for a settlement, Rispoli expressed his doubts, stating that the chance currently sits at 0%. This suggests that both Ripple and the SEC are firmly entrenched in their positions as they prepare for the final verdict. However, Rispoli did acknowledge that any unresolved issues could still be addressed through settlement discussions after the ruling. So is an appeal on the horizon? The possibility of an appeal from the SEC is a key factor to consider. Rispoli clarified that the SEC cannot appeal anything related to its claims against Ripple executives regarding institutional sales, as they were dismissed permanently. However, the SEC retains, and that's key for us, institutional sales would be off the table. So you see why all the institutions are pouring in now and are getting ready to pour in, and why XRP and the ledger, and we're just preparing for something massive. Retains the option to appeal decisions concerning programmatic sales of XRP. An interesting procedural question emerged concerning the roles of Judge Sarah Netberg and Annalisa Therese. Rispoli explained that if Judge Therese delivers a ruling that doesn't rely on the testimony of a specific SEC expert witness, the two judges could potentially work together to bypass the need for a separate ruling from Judge Netberg on this matter. Rispoli, and this is such great information. For the 82 of you who are still here, it means the world to me that you're willing to listen through this. And I know it's a lot of talk of the 79 that are here, but it means a lot to me that you're here. Rispoli suggests that this scenario would likely arise from a judgment favoring Ripple. It would streamline the process and potentially expedite the final outcome. The wait for a resolution continues. With prominent legal figures like Jeremy Hogan echoing Rispoli's July timeline prediction. However, Hogan also acknowledged the possibility of an unexpected delay, reflecting the inherent uncertainty of the legal process. On the flip side, while legal experts predict a July ruling, unforeseen circumstances could still cause delays. Although Rispoli views a settlement before the ruling as unlikely, unresolved issues after the verdict could still be addressed through negotiations between the parties. Despite predictions, the inherent nature of the legal system means the final verdict may arrive outside the expected time frame. Why does this matter? The impending SEC verdict in the Ripple case holds immense weight for the entire crypto industry. Not only could it determine the fate of XRP, but it could also set a crucial legal precedent that clarifies the regulatory landscape for digital assets, impacting how crypto companies function and how investors approach the market. So, if you're and this is something I've been wanting to read, so this is actually good. So, if we want to know how the price of XRP is affected by the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, and how good of timing is this? How good of timing? The former Ripple director talked about this and the impact. So, ex-Ripple director explains why XRP has slid amid good news. So, analysts point to the ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission as a major factor hindering XRP's growth. Sean McBride, a former director at Ripple, recently highlighted the critical impact of the pending court decisions on XRP's valuation. In July 2023, a judge's initial ruling that XRP wasn't a security caused the price to surge by 100%. However, those gains have been proved temporary. The ongoing lawsuit and the possibility of an appeal continue to dampen investor sentiment. Nothing significant is going to happen with the price of XRP until Judge Therese makes her decision, McBride stated. Once that happens, we'll find out more about what's really going on. A favorable ruling could open the door for U.S. institutions to finally work with Ripple. And the funny thing is here in the last few weeks, haven't we noticed the news and the more willingness of other institutions to work with Ripple? Isn't this amazing how this is just starting to come into light here the last few weeks? Something bigger is going on behind the scenes. There's a reason why Ripple or XRP holders that hold between 1 million and 1 billion tokens increase their holdings by approximately 2%. While retail continues to exit, even though they did find 100,000 new holders, we were still down some 40% retail holdings overall for a pretty lengthy time period. Hopefully we can start to turn around, but more and more retail continues to sell even in the past 24 hours. Instead of continuing to accumulate. The whales are accumulating for the most part. Retail, for the most part, is dropping and dumping. While the legal battle takes center stage, Ripple hasn't been idle. The company recently established a $1 billion XRP fund to support XRPL development in East Asia. Additionally, Ripple has made strategic acquisitions like blockchain firm Medico and Standard Custody and Trust Company, and is planning to launch a stablecoin for the XRPL ecosystem. Remember, the ARCX partnership just announced today, and ARCX brings, their whole thing is to bring institutions, real world assets, onto a digital frontier basically, and they're choosing XRP Ledger to bring that to their clients through the partnership. So read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. Read between the lines, please. So that's what I wanted to read about McBride. McBride acknowledged those positive moves, but cautioned against unrealistic expectations. Ripple is not perfect, he remarked. They are constantly evolving their strategy and are self-critical. They've secured money transmitter licenses across the U.S., and clear U.S. regulations would be another major boost, especially with the recent development in Congress. So just read between the lines. Why would the U.S. allow them to have a money transmitter license if it's not allowed to, if it's going to be deemed a real security? It makes no fucking, it makes no sense. Read between the lines is all I'm telling my audience. Read between the lines while there's an 800+% opportunity in front of us. And it could get bigger the deeper the consolidation gets. Lord knows where I bought it. It's over a 10x opportunity initially. If you combine everything else, it's still over a 9x opportunity. I mean, it's the opportunity we have, and it can get bigger and bigger. But eventually all ends meet, and everything that we're reading is going to come to fruition. The lawsuit will end. Exactly, the Gatman says, don't listen to them, watch what they do. That is so freaking true. That is so true. That is so true. The price stagnation of XRP despite positive developments for Ripple highlights the chilling effect regulatory uncertainty can have on cryptocurrency markets. A clear SEC ruling on XRP status, even if unfavorable, could unlock the asset's potential and provide much needed clarity for the entire crypto industry. So I mean, that's the other side of it. It might not even be bad if it doesn't get the exact ruling we're looking for. We just need some kind of resolution. And the main news I wanted to talk about through our readings today was XRP ready for massive institutional adoption amid Ripple's latest acquisition and stablecoin push. This is all happening right before our very eyes. It's up to us whether or not we want to acknowledge what's happening and to find the real. See, this is the real stuff you want to read about, not this. Because this is what gives everybody unreasonable expectations. You don't want to read about bulls versus bears. XRP price targets $5 to $12 levels. And then you start to see XRP $7.50 target set. XRP, it'll be like 50,000% rises. The unreasonable expectations. No, you're looking for the first push to all-time highs. But before that, we have to break out of the 80-month consolidation. There's levels that have to be had. All this other stuff, we're not setting up for shit until we break all-time highs and hold that level, because we're going to get probably a 50% retracement from all-time highs if everybody sells that's been stuck there. It's just a fact. It always happens. Unless, because we've been there before, we cleared out everything below and they're willing to hold since they've held through everything else, you could get a parabolic spike depending on the way it moves in. So we'll just see how it happens, but I'm waiting for the day. Patiently, because it's already been 3 years. And we're in a much better position now than we were in 21 when we sold out at $1.66 after being in at 47 cents. Much better position with much more gains, much more profits, much more money. Ripple has finalized its acquisition of Standard Custody and Trust Company, a regulated custodian. Oh, I'm going to make everybody go dizzy. I'm sorry. It's windy here and it keeps blowing over my tablet. As you know, it was raining a little bit, but I'm just pushing through it. It's stopped for now. The move announced on Tuesday by the enterprise blockchain company signals Ripple's strategic expansion into the stablecoin market, aiming to bridge the gap between blockchain technology and traditional finance. Earlier this year, Ripple announced its intent to acquire Standard Custody and Trust Company, an enterprise-grade regulated custodian for digital assets. The acquisition received the necessary regulatory approvals and is now complete, Ripple wrote. The acquisition marks a significant milestone for Ripple as it strengthens its product offerings and ventures into new avenues, such as stablecoins, while maintaining a commitment to regulatory compliance. You won't be rich until you are. Ripple's emphasis on collaboration with global regulators underscores its vision of integrating blockchain into the global financial infrastructure within established regulatory frameworks. By adding Standard Custody to its portfolio, Ripple gains access to a limited-purpose trust company regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services. For the bull run, when it first comes to fruition, $1.18. And then we have to see how it would react in that area if we can hold the cup and handle, which is intact until about 42.5 cents. It could come lower if we look at this as a handle and a bigger cup. But as of right now, with what we're seeing in all the data, if it stays 42.5 cents or higher, and we end up bouncing out and have the bull run from that area or higher out of this cup and handle, $1.18 approximately would be a beautiful target. Now, it could work its way all the way up to $1.98, as that's the target out of a very long consolidation from all-time highs. And then if you get on top of it, obviously, then you push all-time highs. But the first real target would be $1.18 if the cup and handle breaks up. After 7? Yeah, because it's 7:22. Oh, he fell asleep in that spot? Oh, good. So he might walk back to his bed. So by adding Standard Custody to its portfolio, Ripple gains access to limited purpose trust company regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services, bolstering its enterprise infrastructure solutions for tokenizing, storing, moving, and exchanging digital assets. This acquisition follows Ripple's recent announcement of plans to launch a USD-backed stablecoin, which aligns with the growing demand for stablecoins offering trust, stability, and utility in the market. The stablecoin to be issued on the XRP ledger aims to enhance liquidity and support various financial use cases on the ledger. Last week, Ripple President Monica Long clarified they intend to launch the product this year, adding that the company intends to leverage the stablecoin and its native cryptocurrency, XRP, and its payment solutions to cater to enterprise customers worldwide. To leverage the stablecoin and its native cryptocurrency, XRP, and its payment solutions to cater to enterprise customers worldwide. Look for the key words, the hot words. They've said a lot of nonsense, but you can always find the juicy details if you pay attention. That said, following the announcement, Jack McDonald, CEO of Standard Custody, expressed gratitude and announced that he would be assuming the role of Senior Vice President of Stablecoins at Ripple while retaining his position at Standard Custody. This is what I was talking about. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, also expressed excitement about McDonald's appointment earlier when I talked about how Ripple, through an acquisition, gained their new president, or the one who was going to overlook the stablecoin now. CEO of Ripple also expressed excitement about McDonald's appointment and the forthcoming stablecoin launch, highlighting Ripple's dedication to innovation and leadership in the enterprise blockchain space. A big welcome to Jack McDonald. Jack is no stranger to the XRP Ledger ecosystem and to me. Thrilled to have him join Team Ripple, leading our stablecoin initiatives, wrote Garlinghouse. The acquisition of Standard Custody following Ripple's previous acquisition of Medico, a leading provider of institutional digital assets custody solutions in May of 2023, further expanding Ripple's capabilities in the crypto market. So that was a lot of reading. My voice is getting a little sore. If you do appreciate my work, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And consider expanding Tom's Army. I would love to see you as part of Tom's Army. Or even consider sending a YouTube super chat one time per month. I'll pay it forward, as I don't do any paid promotions, advertisements, or sponsorships of either time or at any time, ever. Because I want you to have a free viewing experience. I want everybody to see the information. Cape Cod Kyle, welcome in from Massachusetts. And thanks for being in Tom's Army, my friend. I greatly, greatly appreciate that, more than you know. And for some reason, it won't show up for me on the live, but it shows me when he comments on the on my updates most times. So it's really weird what YouTube does. So maybe I don't even know everybody who's in Tom's Army. But yeah, that's basically what I got to share here this evening. If anybody else has anything to add, I would love to hear. I would love to hear. As XRP right now is down 2.83% leading into the daily close. And the cup and handle I spoke of previously. This is the... Let me make this a different color because I want this to be different. I don't want that. I want it to stand out. Nah, that's not going to stand out. Getting closer. Should we do the pink? We could do that. I kind of like that. So that's the handle. The handle is very important to hold. And it's given us the most honest data point we could ever have gotten. And we needed that data point. So now we'll see. We'll see in the daily time frame. XRP's coming up to oversold. So every day that it's bearish is one more step closer to some kind of reversal to take place. We'll see if it breaks through this barrier and pushes us down to lower lows. That's going to be something we really have to pay attention to. Hey, Rick1, thank you for the $10 donation. The first donation of any kind in the live. Thank you so much for that donation. It makes me feel really good to see that. And it always makes me appreciate things so much to see somebody spending their hard-earned money on my program. It's just that simple. I don't know how else to put it. It's just unbelievable. So thank you so much. Thank you so very much. I don't think we missed anything. I don't think we really missed anything here. No. Nope. I think we've gotten everything here. So, with that being said, we're going to call it a show here in a minute. We're going to call it a show. Do you, Make XRP Great Again says, do you think XRP will see all-time highs this cycle? Probably not. I think this cycle we're looking for... I think it's tough. It's tough because we could, if we have a proper resolution, a proper clarity, and things work in our favor. But what I'm looking for in this cycle is that retest of $1.18 and then possibly to $1.98. All-time highs, I would love to say yes, but until I see some kind of certainty with the resolution with the lawsuit, it could still be hindered. Or if there's some kind of appeal after a favorable decision, it could hinder us after we hit certain levels. So, those are things that I think about in my head. But if we have the resolution we're looking for, we could very well push there in the cycle. But I'm more looking for that $1.18 in this next cycle. Personally, if I'm being honest, or $1.98. Because if that happens, then that'd be more of an opportunity that we would have already built into, and it's coming one way or the other. How do you buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing? I do it on MEXC, since you can't do it on BITUNIX. They don't offer it. I'll put MEXC and BITUNIX in the video description below. But on MEXC, if you're outside the USA or you already have it as an app, or you already signed up to it, I should say, you go on the pairing, or you go on MEXC, you buy Bitcoin, and then you buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing. I've got just over 5,000, or right around 5,100 in the XRP Bitcoin pairing. It's added 10,400 tokens to my XRP holdings. So, and when we found out about the acquisition because of the event, or not the acquisition, the new partnership with Ripple that was announced through the event, that Ripple partnered with ArcX, and it's going to bring millions of real-world assets here. The reason for that... Ooh, I got a comment that I've been waiting for you to make, the person to make, and I completely forgot who it was. And now I've just seen it again. What is going on here? Why isn't it showing all my comments? Hold on. It'll show it. I just need to restart. Ah, here we go. Rick, I appreciate that, and I have indeed made you a mod because you've been persistent and you've been here for a long time. So I don't take that lightly, Rick. I don't take that lightly, but I've made you a mod. So you can help with Unruly Chat if we ever have it. And, well, you know, you've been a good person in here. So if you make a comment, it should show the mod thing next to your name now. So I greatly appreciate that so much. There you go, Rick. Right next to your name now. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that so much. I do. Crawbillies, thank you so much for the $5 donation. That's incredibly generous. 2 donations now during the live. That is awesome to see. Thank you all so much for thinking about me during this live. I can't thank you enough. And also in the video description below and our pinned comments, as I just added, there's BITUNIX for the USA users and around the world. You can buy XRP. You can buy other assets as well, or other cryptos. But mainly XRP is my main dialogue here as far as BITUNIX, because they never went away during the lawsuit, no matter what. And their fees are so much lower, and we showed it yesterday on here. It was astounding. We got another 280 XRP approximately on BITUNIX over if we bought it on Uphold for the same $5,020. We didn't buy that much, but it was an example. So it was a $100 and almost $200 fee on just the buy. So you're talking about you have to make 5.6% on Uphold on a swing trade just to be able to clear any kind of profit, and that's not good. If you want to do a small swing trade with larger sums of money, find your way to BITUNIX. It's that simple. It's like $1.50 fee is all it is. When you're I mean, it's changed my world, swing trading, and a lot of yours as well who use it. But obviously, that's neither for me to say or for me to tell you what to do. But I would suggest you take a look at it. So I'm out, everybody. I'm going to go check on everything. Have a blessed evening. Thank you all so much for the support, and I'll see you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern.